Sing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. When we've been there 10,000
find it, I hope in the end somewhere, Laurie.
I would summon them together. Ask them to watch over you. Well, to each burn a candle for you, to make bright and clear your path, and to walk like Christ in grace and love and guide you into my arms. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. But I believe in love. Keep returning always and evermore into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms.
Let me tell you the story of a man who would stand to speak at the funeral of his friend. For he referred to these dates at the top of Maxine's Order of Service booklet. He spoke about these dates here and talked about them from the beginning and then to the end. And what he noted was that first came Maxine's date of birth. Then he spoke of that second date of her life of tears. But what he said that matters most of all is that wee line, that wee dash that sits there between both of her ears. For the dash it represents all the time that Maxine spent alive on this earth. And now it's only those of us who loved her. Only we knew what that little line was really worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house or the cash. What matters is how we all live and love, and how we each choose to spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there any things you'd maybe like to change? For like Maxine, only 33 years old, you never know how much time you have left that could still be rearranged. And so if we could all just slow down enough to consider what's true, and to think about what's real, and to always try to understand how other people might feel. If we could be less quick to anger, and show appreciation more, and just love all the people in our lives. Let's just love them all in a way that we have never loved before. For if we treat each other with respect, and more often choose to wear a smile, remembering that our special dash, well, it might only last another short while. And so when it's your eulogy that's being read, with all your life actions to rehash, could you, like Maxine, be proud of all the things that your family and your friends will have to say about how you spent your dash? I'd like to welcome everyone to Coates Funeral Home, where it's a chance for us to remember and to celebrate those 33 years in the life of Maxine McMullen. It's a chance for some of us to give our thanks to God, but it's certainly an opportunity for each and every person here gathered to call to mind what exactly Maxine meant to each of us, as we call to mind the various roles that she played in this world. For she was a mother, she was a daughter, she was a sister, she was a friend, a niece, a cousin and a neighbour, a woman who meant so much to so many, a woman who's made such a profound impact on the life of every single person here gathered, and a person in whom it was an honour and a privilege for each and every one of us to have known. On behalf of each of the family, Levi and Arlo, Sophina and Jim, Gary and Shona, and of course all those nearest and dearest to Maxine, can I please thank everyone here today for your attendance, and for all the ways that you've shown your care, your love, your support and your encouragement. From your cards and flowers, prayers and text messages, phone calls and Facebook posts, it's all been a source of great comfort to each member of the family in this extremely sad and very difficult time. And on behalf of my own family, the McGregor family, I would like to thank Sophina and Jim, Gary and Shona, and of course all of the family for taking this decision to invite us into your lives, for trusting us to look after and walk alongside each and every one of you in this extremely sad and very difficult time, and to be with you to support you as you say goodbye to an amazing mother, daughter, sister and friend. Let's take a moment to bow our heads as we say a very short prayer together. In this moment, clear our mind of all thoughts and think only of Maxine. And Heavenly Father, we gather together today to remember and to celebrate Maxine's life. We gather in need of comfort and strength as we say goodbye to a mother, a daughter, a sister, a niece and a friend, a woman who meant so much to so many. And so today, God, we ask that you give your strength and your peace to every single person gathered within this room, but most importantly to young Levi and to Arlo, to parents Sophina and Jim, to Gary and to Shona, to Gary, Darren, Connor, Olivia, Reese and Katie, and of course to all other neighbours, colleagues, family and friends. We just pray for that peace, the peace that the Bible tells us it can surpass all understanding. We ask that may enfold each of us in this sorrow we feel here today. And we give you thanks for Maxine's life, for all the things over 33 years from which she got so much enjoyment, but most importantly, those precious moments and memories made and shared with us, her closest family and her dearest friends. Memories that we will now cherish for the rest of our lives. And so today, as we say goodbye to Maxine, we pray, God, that you give us the knowledge that she's now in a place where there's no pain, where there's no tears and suffering, in that place reunited with her grandparents, in that place reunited for Uncle James, in that place reunited for cousin Daniel, best known as Bam Bam, and of course all family and all friends that no longer walk the journey of life by our side. In Jesus' name we ask these things. Amen. I would now at this moment like to invite Jim to come forward and to share with us a few words on behalf of the family.
I wish with all my heart that I was not standing here today. 33 is no age to die. It's far, far too young. There are so many things that Maxine will not see, and that saddens us to our very core. We are, however, left with the memories of a life lived to the full right until the very end. And in her 33 years on earth, she packed in a hell of a lot. Maxine found new friends and created an atmosphere everywhere she went, and we can see the evidence of that in your attendance here today. She was truly one of a kind. Maxine may be gone from this life, but she lives on, not only in our hearts, but in our two boys, Levi and Arlo, who we are sure will grow up into the men that she would have been proud of. We will never forget her, and we know that neither will you.
I'll be be home ever again.
Levi in Arlo had a mother who kept a garden. But I'm not talking about the garden back at the house, for I'm speaking of the garden of the heart. And it was in there that she planted all the good things, all the things that would give her two boys their life at start. She had a way to turn them to the sunshine, to encourage them to dream, fostering within both of them seeds of self-esteem. And when the winds and rain came, she had a way to protect them enough, but not too much, for she knew at times like this you have to stand up, strong and tough. And so Mum's constant example will always teach them right from wrong. It will be a marker for their pathway that will last their full life long. And they are their mother's garden. They are her legacy. And I hope she feels the love that's reflected back from both of them and each and every one of us who are gathered here today. Some words from Levi and Arlo that you'll find on the inside pages of the order of service. If roses grow in heaven, Lord, please pick a bunch for me. Place them in my mother's arms and tell her they're from me. Tell her that I love her and miss her. And when she turns to smile, place a kiss upon her cheek and hold her for a while. Because remembering her is easy. I do it every day. But there's an ache within my heart that will never go away. It's impossible to summarise Maxine's life, 33 years into a very few short moments in time. But it's certainly true to say that her biggest achievements and her greatest successes are not to be found in any work that she'd done or any place around Scotland, the beautiful Scotland that she travelled to and visited. But instead it's in that relationship with every single person gathered here today. In particular, that relationship for two boys, Levi and Arlo, but also in that connection that she enjoyed with every single person gathered within this room. I do hope that later on this afternoon, that every person here gathered will accept the family's warm invitation to return with them to the Tudor Hotel, to gather together round the tables, where we'll smile, where we'll laugh, and where we'll share, as we call to mind what exactly Maxine meant to each and every one of us. Let me try to tell you some of Maxine's life story between 1991 and 2025. So Maxine McMullen, best known to each of us simply as Maxine, but I'm sure her siblings Gary, Darren, Connor, Olivia, Reese and Katie, I'm sure good friends like Jamie and our other friends gathered here today would have called her a few less polite names over those years as well. She was born in the old Bells Hill Maternity Hospital back on the 6th of November 1991 and born to proud and loving parents, Sophina and Gary. At the time they were living at number 110 Winhall Avenue, a place of more than just bricks and mortar, but a place where Maxine had some very special memories with Mum and with Dad, and with older brother Gary and younger brother Darren. Her dad, Gary, worked at the time within the family business as a plasterer, builder and roofer to provide for the family. And Mum, she devoted, in addition to doing lots of jobs over the years, devoted her life to raising the children. Now, while Maxine's parents made the decision to separate, she remained very close with both. Mum was her best friend in many regards, but she soon gained a stepfather in Jim Cassidy, who we heard from a few moments ago, and a stepmother in Shona, and she loved both so very much. Now Jim, who worked as a railway signalman, came into her life when she was aged about 7 or 8 years old. And the the first thing that Maxine would tell Jim whenever she was in trouble was, "You're not my dad, you're not the boss of me." But as we all know, no one was the boss of Maxine. For somebody who was bubbly, happy, kind, caring, she was also incredibly independent-minded, and no one, with the exception of grandparents, could tell her what to do or where to go. Nevertheless, one thing that touched me that Jim spoke about was at a recent Father's Day, she gave him a wee plaque that read on it, "Thanks for being the father that you didn't need to be." And that summarised what exactly Jim had meant to Maxine. With Jim and Shona coming into her life, she became a sister to Connor, Olivia, Reese and Katie, and she loved each so very much, making some very special, happy and fond memories with each of her siblings. She developed a very strong love for Scotland at a very young age, thanks to all those walks to various places around this beautiful country, Benvenue and countless other places, caravan holidays to the beautiful Inverness, where some very special memories are made that have shaped who Maxine became as an adult. But as a girl, she was very much so a girly girl who loved to sing and dance. She was a great singer and a great dancer. She was also a beautiful looking girl who at age 13 would put together a modelling portfolio, so good looking was she at that age. But she was also not cheeky, believe it or not, as a young girl. That came in her teenage years when she went to the high school, when she started climbing out the windows, when she was grounded to go out with her pals, drinking underage and get up to all sorts of mischief. She had lots and lots of friends over the years, too many to mention each and every one of you individually. Some early friends like Angela and Megan were important to her at those earlier stages, and of course countless other people from the various places that the family lived, in Caldercrooks, at Elswick Drive and in Main Street, at Cara Road in Petersburn, and of course at Kintyre Crescent in Plains, where she met Jamie at the age of 15 years old. She was very close to her full extended family and loved each and every one of them so very much. Very close to her grandparents Mary and Dan of Win Hall, who she loved dearly and loved to spend time with. And of course they were the only ones that could tell her what to do. She was great with her grandfather Dan when he had dementia, and she looked after him as he approached the end of his life, supporting him and supporting our full family in the process. And lots of aunts and uncles, Marie and Thomas, Irene and Davy, Elaine and Sammy, Daniel and Margaret, Thomas and Sandra, Michelle and Charles, and of course her godparents Gillian and Davy. And there's also her late Uncle James, who passed away at a young age, who God decided was too beautiful for this ugly world and took to be with him in heaven. And so she always thought about Uncle James as well, and she'll be laid to rest alongside him and her grandparents later on this afternoon. She loved each and every one of her aunts and uncles from mum's side of the family dearly, making lots of memories for all the aunties and the various away days that we went to various hotels across Scotland. And of course she was very close to each and every one of her cousins, Vary, Lee, David, Jordan, Daniel, James, Danielle, Nadine, Courtney, Craig, David, Daniel, best known as Bam Bam, who she got on fantastically with. We keep all connected to Daniel in our thoughts and prayers here today, for she loved him dearly. They were good friends, both loud, both full of fun, both full of life, very similar in nature and personality, but I'm also told it's okay to say that both were also a pain in the arse as well. A good guy who would do anything for his family, who Maxine loved dearly, and so we keep all connected to Bam Bam in our thoughts and prayers here today. Also cousins Debbie, Ashley and Hayley as well. She loved each and every one of you so very much, and all the opportunities that we had to spend time together over the years. All those cousins would say that she liked a party. She was never quiet, she'd be in talking and making memories that we will now cherish for the rest of our lives. And of course, she's got grandparents in Irene and Tommy McMullen of East Stewart Street, just down the road from where we are just now, who would often come when she was younger and take her away at the weekend or take her into Glasgow and make some very good memories. They were always very good to her and she loved them dearly. Aunts and uncles and Hugh Michael, and previously her Aunt Karen, who she was very fond of as well. In addition also to cousins from Dad's side of the family, and Mark and Ross, and she was very close to both as well. She's got grandparents from Jim's side of the family, and Jim and Phyllis Cassidy, who stayed up near the Kenilworth Hotel, who she loved dearly and got on well with. And of course, aunts and uncles as well, and Caroline and Matt, and cousins Matthew and Lauren. And of course also from Shona's side of the family, grandparents and Mr. and Mrs. Frank Devine of Coatbridge, who were always very good to her as well. And again, lots and lots of aunts and uncles and cousins from the Devine side of the family also. For she loved so many people, and with them she made lots of memories over the years. She'd been educated initially at Alexander Primary School, and then later at St Mary's in Caldercrooks. Later, after primary school, progressing on to St Mary's for her secondary education, until the point she got kicked out for her cheek and to be transferred over to Airdrie Academy, where she would complete her secondary education. But at primary school she was a great girl, lots and lots of fun and lots of friends. She was no bother at all, only ever in trouble for talking constantly in the class. And of course she always thought she knew best, and that was something that never changed throughout her entire life. The one teacher that she often spoke about back in those primary school days was a Mr. Connolly, who would take her for PE, and of course she loved that teacher because he encouraged her to be good at different sports. She was very competitive, and she loved to take part in the cross country and the running club within the school as well. But Maxine never gave up on her fitness, going to swimming with Mum down at the John Smith pool, going to the gym over the last few months of her life as well. But she was always a person who was incredibly protective of others, her friends within the school, and that was part of the reason why she would end up leaving St Margaret's and transferring to Airdrie Academy at the end of her secondary schooling. Protective not only of friends, but also of family members as well. If anything was ever happening out in the street with one of her brothers or sisters, you could be certain that Maxine would be first out trying to sort out the situation. Outside of school, she also attended the Army Cadets, where they went to Lochgoilhead and various other places and made lots and lots of memories, where again, on one occasion, with one of her close pals, she was kicked out of that as well and sent back down the road for getting up to no end of mischief on one occasion. She was very close to each of her siblings, making lots and lots of memories with each, sharing a bedroom with Olivia when they were younger, and lots of special memories came from that time. Going ice skating with her brothers, and of course special memories each and every one of them will cherish for the rest of their lives. But of course to her parents, Maxine was certainly the trickiest of the lot. You didn't know what she was going to get up to next, whether one day she'd come home with red hair, the next day green hair or blue hair, but she never cared what other people thought. She liked to stand out, although she wasn't trying to be the centre of attention. She liked to stand out and be an individual. She was of an independent mind, and she didn't care what other people thought about her. Following school, she worked in various places, starting off doing a hairdressing course down at Coatbridge College, for which she was given a few placements and found to be very talented at this craft. She went on to work in a cafe, Levi's Grand's Cafe, up opposite the court in Airdrie, where she worked in there making and serving hot and cold food to the various customers. She got on well with all the customers and all the team in that cafe as well. It was always good fun and a great laugh whenever Maxine was around. But what wasn't the most important aspect of her life? For the most important aspect of her life were her two precious children, her reason for living. And that story first started at the age of 15 years old, when she met Jamie, who was a wee bit older, Jamie Higgins. And from there, a beautiful love and friendship began to grow and blossom. He lived in Plains at the time, and of course, she came from what she described as a boring family. Jamie offered something that was high speed and faster paced, and she looked forward to that very, very much. And so when her parents, she was only a young girl, and her parents had made the decision they're now going to move to Edinburgh, she decided that she was going to stay with Jamie and his family in Plains. And she was warmly welcomed into the Higgins family by Christine and Waggles. Sadly, Waggles is no longer with us, having passed away a number of years ago, and we keep all connected to him in our thoughts and prayers. She got on fantastically with Christine, who'd run that cafe that I spoke about, and she got on fantastically with Waggles as well. Often calling him a crabbit old so-and-so and telling him to shut up, and he would tell her the very same back. And of course the banter between the two was absolutely fantastic. He was someone who she missed dearly in this world. But of course there was also some dogs at that time as well that enriched both Jamie and Maxine's life. Nico and Candy, the staffies, who they both loved so very much, taking walks and spending lots of time with around the country. She was a sister-in-law to John, to Stephen, best known as Egg, and to Mark, each of whom she got on fantastically with as well. But of course she was a girl who was always very opinionated and always thought she was right, and so she clashed on a few occasions with Stephen, I've got to say. But she was the only person who could speak her mind with Egg, I've got to say, and she got away with it as well. Jamie and Maxine would move to their own place at Dalcross Way, in a new development in Plains, where they lived for the next few years. And then they moved to be closer to Christine, moving to Jarvie Avenue. And it was into that place Levi was born on the 3rd of September 2016, changing her world on that day. They separated when Levi was maybe 2 or 3 years old, for one reason or another, but they continued to be best friends. And that's why Jamie is sitting down here on the front row of the funeral home here today, who I know is absolutely devastated by the passing of his son's mother and one of his closest friends. For they were always there for each other, always on the phone, and both loved each other so very much. She moved at that point to number 25 Beach Bank Avenue at the top of Wynn Hall, a place into which many of us were made to feel very welcome over the years. And of course, during that time, she would have other friendships and other relationships as well. One with John Purdy, who had worked over at M&D's, a biker as well, and a good-looking guy, I'm told. And while that relationship didn't work out, from that she was blessed with the arrival of Arlo, who was born the 25th of February 2020 to complete her family, and she loved both of her children so very much. She was described by all who knew her as a fantastic mother, happiest when her children were happy. She loved them with all of her heart, and she'd done everything to provide the best for each of them. A brilliant mum whose main goal in life was to become a mother, taking great interest in all the things that her two children enjoyed doing. And she, of course, she had both of them spoiled rotten. Levi, I'm told, like his mum, likes to be the centre of attention. A wee mini me, I'm told, in many regards, and the exact same as his mum. From the very first day he was born, taking him out in that big Silver Cross pram and showing him off to family members, friends and neighbours. With both the boys doing all the things that she'd done with Olivia and her siblings in earlier years as well. Friday nights watching films, Jaws being one of her favourites, for she absolutely loved sharks. And of course, lots of special memories are made with each over the years, and all the different things that both the boys have chosen to do. Levi, who's in drama at school, he's went to swimming lessons, kickboxing, and achieved various belts at that as well. He's into his arts and crafts. He loves singing and dancing like his mum as well. He also loves the castles around Scotland. He sings in the school choir. He's into his computer games, a fantastic reader. She was so very proud of this young man. And of course, we're all very grateful to his teaching staff, the teaching support staff at St Andrew's School. Thanks in particular to Mr Reynolds and to Miss Henderson, and of course to all of his friends and to all of the parents from the school as well for the outpouring of love and support that has been received, of course to Levi and to her full family. Levi summarised his mum by saying, we always knew that she fought for us, and we always knew that she was strong. And of course she just loved both so very much. Young Arlo, born during lockdown, who she just loved all the things that he took great interest in all the things that he's been interested in over these years, from baby shark to dinosaurs to drawing and painting, all of this, and of course so much more as well. And as Jim said a few moments ago, she looked forward to the very bright future they both have ahead of them. There's many people who are important to this lady. Her neighbour Jackie and her two children, who she loved very much, Jackie becoming a very good friend. She got on fantastically with everybody. Other friends like Blake and his daughter, who was a good friend who she was still in contact with. And of course there's all the staff from the chemist, all the staff from the US nail bar, Lorna, her hairdresser. A very big thanks to Lorna for her help and support during this time as well. And of course many other people. It's impossible for me to mention every single person here individually. As we start to summarise Maxine's life, lots of different words and phrases come to mind. She was loving, she was caring and she was kind. She was thoughtful, Her son said that she was respectful, she was beautiful, and that she was nice. Just lovely, Levi described his mum as, but also very loud at the same time as well. She was the kind of person who would do anything for anybody. We remember one occasion when she had her last £20 in her pocket, but she passed a homeless man who was looking for money and she gave it to that man. That was the kind of person who Maxine was. She always thought of other people before herself. But in addition to that, she was also independent-minded. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind and was very opinionated. She was all of this, and of course so much more. She got a lot of enjoyment from many things over the years, from going to concerts, Paul and Tina, and the Bay City festival as well, which she absolutely loved, spending time with mum, spending time with people who are near and dear to her, going to festivals in Durham, the Beautiful Days Festival, making lots of memories. She loved Jerry Cinnamon, she loved countless other acts, and she was a good singer herself and tried her hand at various songs on karaoke over the years. A good dancer, like her son as well, I'm told. Over the years she enjoyed holidays to various places, Loch Como in Italy, where she made lots of special memories, Tenerife with Jamie and Christine, and of course with Scott Curtis she went over to Romania for a wedding as well, making lots of memories on that occasion also, and of course the holidays to Turkey and countless other places. But the one thing that I'm told, and it can be best summarised by a trip to Oban, was that wherever she went, she knew nobody when she went in, but she came out knowing everybody. Mum and Jim were telling me a story about the time they went up to Oban. They went to Marky Dan's pub, not knowing one person within that pub. She came out being best friends with everyone, partying the night away with all the locals from up there as well. But she loved lots of things, just doodling, always doodling wee pictures within the house. And she also loved her tattoos, with tattoos of various things, Carpe Diem being one of them, seize the day, a tattoo of mum and dad on her back, one saying Papa, Shush on her finger as well that you might all remember, and of course Levi and Arlo's date of birth and name on her arm, and a tattoo for Jamie as well in previous years. She loved getting her tattoos done, and of course the people who done them for her as well. She was known for that great sense of humour, for always being up for a laugh, for being the life and soul of the party, and of course for constantly laughing at Jim for all the things that he done accidentally over the years as well. One time through in calendar, he was chasing young Levi when he was a wee bit younger, accidentally bumping his head on the top of a chute and knocking himself out in the process. Maxine found this incredibly funny, always finding fun at other people's expense as well. There was various expressions over the years that she enjoyed saying. Jim Bob for Jim, Carpe Diem, and of course a few less polite expressions also. And she enjoyed the simple things in life, on TV, Friends, documentaries, anything about sharks, and anything by David Attenborough as well. I'm told by her sister when younger, they loved to watch Sabrina, the Teenage Witch as well. She had a great taste in music, from Jerry Cinnamon to Paul and Tina to Bob Marley, Oasis, all of this and so much more. And speaking of Bob Marley, one of her goals in life was to visit Jamaica, and so I hope the two boys maybe in the future will have the chance to do so in memory of their mother. She was a woman who was crazy, she was creative, she was loving, she was kind, she was all of this and so much more. She enjoyed so many times and special memories, not only with people her own age, but with her aunties who she regarded as great friends as well. They'd go to tribute acts at various hotels across Scotland, at the Angus Hotel, Drumblane Hydro, the Carindale Hotel, and countless other places. When on one occasion, after a wild party the night before, the next morning she would get up with her mum and she'd go round all her aunties' hotel rooms, putting out a wee tray at the side of their door with 2 coffees in it, 2 paracetamols and 2 fags, and the words written on it, a whore's breakfast, for her aunties when they woke up the next morning. That was the kind of sense of humour she had. Always finding fun, always being the life and soul of the party, but always being caring, loving and kind. She was a woman who would be dearly missed by every single person here gathered, and a person in whom it was an absolute pleasure and honour to have known. As we all know, Maxine has been in a lot of pain for some time. She's had various medications from her GP, and of course she passed away suddenly and unexpectedly at home on the 8th of August 2025 at the age of only 33 years old. She was a mother, she was a daughter, she was a sister, She was a niece, she was a cousin, a neighbour and a friend. A woman who's made such a profound impact on every life here gathered, and a person in whom it was an honour and privilege to have known. We're now going to take a wee moment to pause for reflection as we call to mind what exactly Maxine meant to us, and we listen to a reflection song as selected by the family, Harvest of the Homeland.
Children of the grain return as men. Will our corn still be strong when we all are dead and gone, and our voices proudly echo in the glen? We will return, her flame will burn again. The earth will heal and torn fields will mend. We will return, her flame won't burn alone. By autumn stars will bring the harvest home. From the cities and the towns we will return, and from the countries where our forebears had to run, we will gather on the ground where the bonds of blood are found, and the leading lights of hope will brightly burn. We will return, our flame will burn again. The earth will heal and torn fields will mend. We will return, our flame won't burn alone. Thy autumn stars will bring the harvest home. From the faintness of the fading lunar pole, from the ashes now the gale again will grow. We'll hear the calling tune sound below the harvest moon, and the rising of our people we will know. We will return, our flame will burn again. The earth will heal
We're now going to have an opportunity for every person here gathered, if you wish to do so, to come forward onto the platform, where there's going to be a wee toast to Maxine. There'll be a wee whiskey and a bit non-alcoholic drink as well. So if you wish to do so, starting with Levi and the main family first in the front row. If anybody wishes to come forward onto the platform, you're welcome to do so in a few moments. You'll be able to take your drink of choice, place the glass afterwards in one of the white buckets next to Maxine's coffin, and then leave the platform by the opposite side to return to your seat. So we'll start this in a few moments with Levi and perhaps Jamie from the front row, and then the rest of the family. If you come up on the platform by this side and then leave by the opposite side to return to your seats. Just mind that step when you step from the pews.
I don't know if you can see the changes that have come over me in these last few days. I've been afraid that I might drift away, so I've been telling old stories, singing songs that make me think about where I've came from, and that's the reason why I seem so far away today. Let me tell you that I love you and that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. I have moved, I've kept on moving, I've proved the points that I needed proving. I've lost the friends I needed losing, found others on the way. I have tried, I've kept on trying, stolen dreams, yes, there's no denying. I've travelled hard sometimes with conscience flying somewhere in the wind. Let me tell you that I love you and that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Tell you that I love you and that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. And now I'm sitting here before the fire, the empty room and the forest choir, the flames that couldn't get any higher. Well, they've weathered now, they're gone. But I'm steady thinking my way is clear, and I know what I'll do tomorrow when the hands have shaken and the kisses flow. Well, I will disappear. Let me tell you that I love you and that I think about you all the time. Caledonia, you're calling me. Now I'm going home. But if I should become a stranger, you know that it would make me more than sad. Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Yes, Caledonia's been everything I've ever had. Oh, the summertime has come, and the trees are sweetly blooming, and the wild mountain thyme grows around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to Puayo Mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will range through the wilds and the deep glens dreaming, and return with their spoils to the bower, oh my dearie. Will ye go, lassie, go, and we'll all go together to Puayo Mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? I will build my love a bower by yon pure crystal fountain, and on it I will pile all the wild flowers of the mountain. Will ye go, lassie, go? And we'll all go together to Puayo Mountain thyme, all around the blooming heather. Will ye go, lassie, go? If my true love, she were gone, I would surely find another. lassie, go, and we'll all go together to Hawaii mountain time, all around the blooming heather. Will he go, lassie, go?
Although only 33, we remember someone who was always there to watch for us, as a daughter, as a mother, a sister, as a cousin, as a friend. And she was anxious, particularly if the boys were late, in the winter standing at the window, in the summer by the gate. And although we can mock her tenderly, a mum and a daughter and a sister with such foolish care, our long way home always seemed more safe, because we knew that Maxine was waiting there. Her thoughts were also full of us. She never could forget. So I know that where she is now with her grandparents and other family members and friends, she's still watching over each and every one of us yet, waiting till we come home to her, anxious if we're late, watching from heaven's window and leaning upon heaven's gate. We've now arrived at the end of the funeral service here in Coates Funeral Home, where in a few moments we'll take Maxine from this place to St Joseph's Cemetery for a very short ceremony of committal. Please join us at St Joseph's if you're able to do so, but regardless if you're coming to the cemetery or not, the family would once again like me to thank you for your attendance here today and for all the ways that you've shown your care, your love, your support and your encouragement. From your cards and flowers, your prayers and text messages, your phone calls and Facebook posts, it's all been a source of great comfort to Levi and to Arlo, to Safina and Jim, to Gary and to Shona, to Gary, Darren, Connor, Olivia, Reese and Katie, to Jamie and to all family members and all friends, to all those nearest and dearest to Maxine. We'll now take Maxine on that final journey to St Joseph's Cemetery in Airdrie. Again, please join us at the cemetery if you're able to do so. And regardless if you're coming or not to the cemetery, there's a very warm invitation for every single person here gathered to join the family back at the Tudor Hotel, where we're going to get together around those tables, where we're going to smile, laugh and share as we call to mind the part that we played in Maxine's 33 years of life. Let us now in peace take her on that final journey to St Joseph's Cemetery in Airdrie.
Lie down, remember it's just you and me. Don't sell out, bow out, remember how this used to be. I just want you closer, is that alright? Baby, let's get closer tonight. Grant my last request and just let me hold you. Don't shrug your shoulders, lay down beside me. Sure, I can accept that we are going nowhere, but one last time, let's go there. Oh, lay down beside me. And I found that I'm bound to wander down that one-way road. Oh, and I realized all about your lies, and I'm no wiser than the fool that I was before. I just want you closer. Is that alright? Baby, let's get closer tonight. Write my last request and just let me hold you. Don't shrug your shoulders. Lay down beside me. Sure, I can't accept that we are going nowhere, but one last time, let's go there. Lay down beside me, baby, baby. Tell me how can this be wrong? Run my last request and just let me.
Could I please invite Jim,
Don't shrug
Gary,
your shoulders.
Darren, Connor, John and Jamie to come forward. Please mind the step which leaves the queue.
I can't accept that we're going nowhere, but one last time, let's go there. Lay down beside me. Grant my last request and just let me hold you. Don't shrug your shoulders. Lay down beside me and
I started this service by speaking to you about this wee dash on Maxine's order of service between her date of birth and date of death. This wee dash is very important because it represents every single step that she took as she walked upon this earth. But for some it's just a hyphen, a wee line that marks time between 2 years. But in that little dash was Maxine's lifetime, filled with her laughter, her love and her tears. And so we each create a legacy that one day our own dash will represent. And it's up to us to decide if this line that we're given, if it's truly lived or if it's merely spent. Some people deem themselves successful if they can spend money in large amounts, but it's how you spend your own little dash. That's all that really counts. For memories are in the making. They're happening now and they're happening here. So please take the time to make the time before they all disappear. Times get away to steward days and hours before any of us will recognise the theft. And we all live each day not knowing how much of our own little dash is left. All the responsibilities of daily life, the bills, the job and the cash, they all affect how we choose to use and spend our own important little dash. But this is it. This is the show. We've got no time to rehearse. Our time is travelling only forward and it will never start moving in reverse. So please don't spend this time in sorrow, or with bitterness, or with fear. Our futures may all be uncertain, but right now, our dash is here. Can I ask you, if you're able, to please be upstanding? Could we please give Maxine a massive air-tight round of applause?